Good evening, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on the evening of Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Well, this is a video on the case over in Brunswick, Georgia, of Mr. Arbery's murder and a subsequent fallout. And here, like I told you in my previous video, the African Americans are treating this with an agenda. Hence, like I said, the mayor of Atlanta with lynching, and the former head of the Republican National Committee, Mr. Steele, who said that, well, that was a case of a boy just trying to be an African American boy, and whites look at that as a threat. Deal with it. Well, Mr. Steele, what kind of weed are you smoking? You're just like the mayor of Atlanta who says, lynching! Yeah, really? What kind of comments is that? African Americans, whites, Asians, Latins, you all have to sit down and stop this stupid foolishness that you have. Everybody on this planet, you are human. That's it. Period. Get that through your sick head, Mr. Steele, and over there, Miss Bottoms in Atlanta, too. This case has been messed up from the start because of your prejudice, because of the whites' prejudice, because of the media, and because of the law enforcement's agenda. Factions, agendas have messed up this case. Mr. Ahmaud Arbery was a human being, 25 years old, almost 26, who didn't understand the way of the planet and the way of this country, whether his parents taught him good or not. You cannot just do what you want on this planet. There's limits to what you can do. Both if you're white, black, yellow, red, you have limits. He went out jogging and he went to this, what I wouldn't do. You got a house that's being built. Why would you go in it? It's not yours to investigate. If you have any investigation, he must have had a cell phone with him. He could have just called in and reported as a good citizen whatever he thought was wrong with the house or what he saw in there. He didn't have to go in there and investigate it, because that is not the thing. That's like going into a barrel and figuring out, I want to see if there's a mole in here, and boy, you end up with a boa constrictor or worse, a cobra, and then you're in deep gaga, aren't you? This is what I'm saying, Americans. This kind of thinking is killing you, and you don't understand that. Right now, you got 2 people in jail, and you're going after the 2, the district attorney and the police department. Should you? Yes, but that is not paramount right now. The thing in the case is the father and son who did this. And the video is self-explanatory. There's no lynching there, but there is safari-style hunting. Did Mr. Ahmaud Arbery egg them on? Probably. Knowing as Mr. Steele would say, young African-American male who has bravado. Yeah, he probably did. But that doesn't excuse him being murdered. That's not an excuse to murder. This was simply not treating a person as a human being and smushing his life out with no care in the world. It just happens to be 2 white guys. I've seen a lot in my life of black people killing each other for the same stupid reason. And yet, you guys don't say anything about that, you African Americans. You kill more of you people than anybody else. Why don't you put that on your news? Mulattoes, we do the same thing. Chinese, heck, you got the Thoms and the Triads, and the Japanese with the Yakuza. There is no cure a white race. The whites? Oh, white supremacy! Yeah, really. I've seen black supremacy in the hood. That's what you guys got. You want black supremacy. You had 40 years of it, and you wasted it. So handle this case the way it should be. There should be no hate crime on this here, because this wasn't a hate crime. This was a safari in the United States crime which deserves the death penalty on the table for these two white people. And then their defense has to mitigate it and bring it back to incarceration with no promise of parole ever. That is the only two things they have to look forward to. This is your favorite alien and Bubba saying, come on, African Americans, get off the high horse. It's about time that you get into this period here. Mr. Arbery was a human being, and he deserves to be treated like one, not an agenda made and being a martyr. He is a human being, but you're not doing that. So like I said, this is your favorite alien and Bubba. Good day.